Welcome back to Weekly Reflections with Salt and Father Muggs.
Hey, Isaiah, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Life is good. Living the dream.
Yes, I want to hear your thoughts on your experience. Being a part of the team, the basketball game. What were your thoughts? How was it? Have you ever done that role either, where you're a team chaplain?
I've filled in a lot at St. Joe's back in the day.
Oh.
I was in the pep band at St. Joe's.
Wow.
Getting the games for free, but sometimes I had to sit on the bench as the priest. Athletics are such a metaphor for life.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to just encourage those young guys, encourage all our athletes here, to realize that they're just not playing a game. They're just not a tuition dollar here. They're just not being used as a player. They really are giving us something.
Absolutely.
That's what I told them. They're giving us the grace and the gift of community. They're giving us the grace and gift of fun. I mean, it's just fun to go to a game. I mean, that's why people go to sports games. Just have fun.
Absolutely.
And they work very hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really nice for my first game here at Moyne to win by 50. I'll take it. I'll take credit. At St. Joe's, I was at St. Joe's. The first year I ran campus ministry at St. Joe's, St. Joe's went undefeated.
Undefeated?
Yeah, 2003, 2004. Phil Martelli. Jameer
Wow.
Nelson, Delonte West.
Oh, yeah, they were
yeah.
insane. Yeah, Jameer Nelson was so good.
But the Jesuit who was president, that was his first year as president. So he got all the credit. But I was in first year as running campus ministry. I'm just saying, connect the dots.
Wait, so how long were you at, is it St. Joe's?
Yeah, for about 8 years, 10 years. No, more than that, because I was teaching while I was living in Camden and working at the parish in Camden. I was teaching at St. Joe's. And then 2010, I went to Scranton. I don't know.
What are the similarities and differences between Lemoyne and a school like St. Joe's, from your experience?
Well, when I was a kid in Philadelphia, St. Joe's was the Catholic college for the working class kids. And Villanova was for the rich Catholic kids.
Got you, okay.
For good or bad, I mean, now St. Joe's and Villanova kind of get the same kind of kid. And Lemoyne is still that school for the first generation student, for the immigrant student. I met a kid yesterday. He was so on fire at English literature. He was hanging around our offices. And we were talking poetry. He's from someplace in Southeast Asia.
Oh,
He's not Hmong.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Like Myanmar or over the... And his family had to flee persecution. He came here as a 7-year-old.
Yep.
Now he's got an associate's degree, and he's here just on fire with learning all about literature. He wants to be a writer. And that's what this school is made for, to help people get from here to there. And St. Joe's has gotten bigger. When my brother went there, it was like 2,500 students, and he worked his way through by working at the Acme, the supermarket in Philadelphia. You can't do that anymore.
No. He paid for school through working at the... Oh, yeah, you can't
But,
do that.
well, you can do it more here than you can at St. Joe's or Villanova these days.
Absolutely.
So, but the idea, too, is that there is a commonality. It's still for the greater glory of God. It's still the magis, that God wants us to choose what is conducive for the end to which we're created, the goal we're trying to get in life. And the influence of a Jesuit education is immeasurable. You never know what someone's going to do with what they get here.
Absolutely.
And we see a lot of that here at Lemoyne.
What was I just thinking? So Magis is the doing more, right?
Well, it's not just doing more to like, okay, I'm better if I say 10 rosaries instead of 5.
Right.
Or I'm better if I work 40 hours at the soup kitchen instead of 1.
Yeah.
St. Ignatius says in the Principle and Foundation, one of the first meditations of the spiritual exercises, sit down and say, what's life all about? He says, we are created to praise, reverence, and serve God. And in that way, to achieve the end for which we are created, which is happiness with God and all our loved ones in heaven forever. And he says, therefore, we must choose what is more conducive to the end for which we are created. We must choose what is better for where we want to get, to where we want to get. So, college students should choose to, like you're always preaching, eat right and sleep and, take care of themselves. But study with the idea that this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
That, you'll never learn anything that you won't use. And the magis is realizing that God is involved in our lives. And God wants to work with us through our choices.
Okay, that's a very very important distinguish. I don't even think that's distinction. Excuse me. Because when you think of doing more, you're like, oh, I just got to do more. But you're saying you need to be intentional with what you're doing.
Right.
Not
There's
just adding things onto your plate.
There's a thing, especially in the helping professions, called burnout. Because people think they got to do more and more and more.
It's real.
Hey, if you burn out, you're no good for anybody. So you got to balance your life. Nurses and doctors learn this. Emergency technicians learn this. Cops learn this. I think in the military they got to learn this. Teachers should learn this. We have to have a peace and serenity in our lives.
Yes, sir.
And we have to order our lives. That's another thing of the spiritual exercises. The spiritual exercises are to help us get our lives in order.
In order.
Whenever I get my life in order, I'll tell you how to do it.
Okay.
But still, we need to realize that the Magus is choosing wisely and well, choosing by opening ourselves up to the ideals and inspirations of the Holy Spirit, to choose to be like Jesus. And I'll get in trouble for saying this. I mean, Jesus didn't do all that much. It looks like he only worked about a year, maybe 3. He wasn't like, out there healing people 48 hours in a row.
Yeah,
I mean,
interesting.
he went off and prayed. He took time to hang out with people. He took time to go and have dinner parties. He went, all over. He traveled around, but he wasn't, I shouldn't say this, he wasn't killing himself.
I got you. I know what you're saying, though.
Went to the cross, but he wasn't killing himself.
It wasn't like he was just grinding every single day. He was just, when he did things, he was very intentional with it.
Intentional, yes.
Yeah, intentional.
Very
And what
much
about
so.
the balance between contentment, so being kind of at peace with where you are, but striving for more?
Well, that can be a real temptation to
Yeah.
always think, I have to be better. I have to do more.
Yeah.
No, we have to play the game well. And some days you're going to be on fire. You can't miss a shot. You
So true.
hit every pitch that's pitched at you. And other days you're not. And it's just like learning to accept the natural flows and rhythms of life. Some days you're the bug.
Wow.
Some days you're the windshield.
Wow. Wow.
And just not beat yourself up too much when you fail or you don't do your best, and then really give thanks and rejoice. Because some people, like they win the championship and they're not happy because, well, I have to win another one, or I only scored 30 points in this game. I only hit 2 home runs. I should have hit 3.
Yeah.
And why put that on ourselves? It's all just gift. Life is a gift. Let's enjoy it. Let's use it, and let's do all we can to serve others and serve God in love.
Yes. You ever heard of the idea of struggle versus suffering? So it's like
Yes.
it's like struggle is inherent, but suffering happens when we try to resist the struggle.
There's some line, what is it? Struggle is inevitable, but pain is optional.
Yeah, right. And it's your willingness to just embrace and accept what's going on versus fighting it.
Exactly. Or just be so miserable about it. I'm stuck in traffic. Oh, life sucks. This is terrible.
Yes.
You're stuck in traffic. Relax. Take a minute. Don't look at your phone. Don't text.
Don't.
But take a moment for yourself. You're having struggles in your family. Families have struggles.
Absolutely.
And to walk around thinking my family's terrible, all other families are better. That's the worst thing about the social media
Comparison.
You never see anybody on social media posting their argument with their husband or wife. You never see anybody. There was one famous one of somebody yelling at a kid, but everybody on Facebook, they're always on vacation. They're always having birthday parties. They're always at the park. They're at a game. Okay. But there's a lot of life that isn't that.
So this is important.
And embrace it and enjoy it.
Yeah, this is important. They say on social media, people only show you the highlights of their life, right? And the highlights of their life is probably 2% of everything. So you're trying to get 100% of your life to 2% of somebody else's. That will never add up.
And it's just false.
Yeah,
it's the problem of living in falsehood rather than in truth. And the truth is that life is wonderful. Life has challenges. Life has difficulties. And what if life had no difficulties? What if life had no challenges? I think we'd be bored out of our minds. I think we could never take any satisfaction in achieving anything. When you're a little kid, you eat whatever's put in front of you.
Facts.
But then there comes a time when you begin to prepare food. And you begin to have the joy of providing food for others. And that's a challenge.
Wow.
That's not easy to do.
Wow.
And our country should get a lot better at that right now as we face this SNAP crisis. Really, the challenges in life to come to a university or college and in 4 years get a degree and to be the first person in your family to get a degree, that's an amazing achievement, an amazing challenge. There's difficulties involved. There's long nights of study. There's great teachers and maybe not so great teachers.
Yeah, very true.
But by the time you walk across that stage, you should feel great pride. And the last thing you should do is say, well, my GPA was only 3.7. I should have had a 3.9. No, I'll tell you one thing. I'm a little older than you, if you noticed.
Okay.
No one has ever asked what my GPA was.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I feel you. I feel you.
And if I tell you, and I tell all these people out there, no one is going to care. But the one thing is, once you have a degree, they can never take it away from you.
True.
It's the only thing in life that cannot be taken away from you if you've earned that. And in a way, maybe we should give people degrees for being good parents. We should give people degrees for being good brothers and sisters. We should give people degrees for serving others. We do. You know, we have things like that, like awards and recognitions. And that's because people met the challenges. And I think a lot of people today, I think young people get a bad rap. You know, people my age, young people, they don't want to work.
Yeah, very true. I agree.
The top 20% of you are better than we ever thought of being. You're smarter, you work harder, you can make all the computers work.
Yeah.
You're better looking, you're younger, you're thin. The bottom 40% really make me worry about who's going to run my nursing home. I mean, you know, if you're 25 years old and all you're doing is doing a job you hate and spending the rest of the time playing video games on the computer, there's more to life. Go out and meet the challenge. They talk about loneliness today, and I see people sometimes eating by themselves in the cafeteria, and I think, why don't they just take their plate, go over to some people, and say, "Hello, I'm Joe, I'm Sally. Can I sit and eat with you? Can I have lunch with you?" I mean, meet the challenge of going out and meeting people. Meet the challenge of working at a relationship. That's the other thing. People I don't know, meet one another, maybe go out. I don't know. They don't go on dates anymore. What do people do?
People go on dates. Yeah,
but then they ghost people.
Yeah, yeah. All right, yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, sometimes
maybe you got to give a relationship a little more time. Now, maybe sometimes you do want to just check out.
Yeah.
But at least have the courtesy of saying, "Hey, I'm moving on."
Well, this is a point that I've talked about with people, the difference in generations, because your generation, when you guys don't have social media, phones growing up, if I want to go on a date with you, one, we have to talk in person, and then when you go home and I go home, we're just anticipating the next time we see each other. But nowadays, it's like it's a constant contact all the time.
Yeah, and that is.
It's almost too much.
Yeah, the problem that's not just a challenge. That's undue pressure.
Yeah.
There should
exactly.
There should be some norms or some expectations set up. Okay, I texted you tonight, and that's it. We don't have to have 67 texts in the next hour and a half.
And you don't need to respond right away.
You don't need to respond right away. Like, you didn't text me back. Yeah, well, I texted you back like 2 hours later. Well, what were you doing? I was driving a car. So, you know, it's like, but again, this is all extremely new.
Absolutely.
We've only had this for maybe, I want to say 10 years. I mean, there was texting, but this phones got so much smarter about
like
10 years ago.
Yeah.
15,
Oh, yeah. I think once we hit 2010 and up, it was a wrap.
Right.
It
was like, you know, like texting was more difficult at first, and now it's, you know, you can just hit the word quick and speak it. But they never spell it right. Or it's really weird.
Maybe your pronunciation.
I don't know. I say Philadelphia and it comes out crazy. So yeah, but I mean, it's a new world out there. But the great thing is, let's meet the challenges.
I love that.
Let's meet the challenges. I worry about the cynicism I hear in some young people's voice. Nothing's going to get better. We can't ever have an end to poverty. We can't ever have world peace. Yes, we can.
Let's meet the challenge.
It's going to take some real effort. It's going to take some real work. But to just give in and say, I quit, that's not an option.
Wow.
That's very sad.
It
and
is.
sinful and sorrowful. God put us here to help one another. There's an old movie called First Night with Richard Gere and Sean Connery. Sean Connery's King Arthur, and Richard Gere's the First Knight Lancelot. It's a very interesting. This is one of the oldest stories in Western civilization. And in this one, Lancelot and Guinevere never get it on.
Okay.
Guinevere remains faithful to her commitment to King Arthur because King Arthur protects her people, and so they're living for others. But at the end of the movie, there's this bad guy, Maligant, who was a knight of the Round Table who revolted against King Arthur. This is kind of biblical, and he says, I want to live my life. The hell with your God, King Arthur. And King Arthur says, God makes us strong for a while so that we can serve one another.
Wow.
It's a beautiful scene. It's
Wow.
very challenging. King Arthur says, live for truth, live for community, live to make the world a better place, and resist those who are in opposition to that, who are selfish, who just want to make money off people, who just want to use people for their own ends.
Wow, that's really good, and I like that. Shoot, I mean, I know we don't have a title, but I think that today's theme is meet the challenge. That's really good.
Yeah.
Meet the challenge. That's really, really good.
And it will make you happy.
It will.
There's another
Really.
good movie. I'm always talking about movies. Nick Nolte is in a movie called The Prince of Tides, one of the great novels in America. Pat
Okay.
Conroy wrote a book called The Prince of Tides. The movie is only half the book,
Okay.
and the movie's still pretty good. But there's a scene in there where the main character is dealing with a really sulky, unhappy teenager because his parents are kind of having troubles, and this kid's just 15 years old. He's got to grow up. So this guy says, I'm going to coach you. I'll teach you how to play football. You're going to show up on time. You're going to run till you throw up. You're going to be sweating. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to push you. And you know what's going to happen, Bernard? You'll be happy.
Wow.
And it's true. Think of athletes. Athletes want to do something together. I watched those guys the other night. They were working hard. They are sweating. I see the track kids running and running and running. I see the gals who play volleyball and basketball. They don't sweat, though. They perspire, those girls. They glisten.
I've always wondered that.
But-
I'm going to ask Grace after this.
but-
Is
but-
there sweating in a pool?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what happens in the pool, but they had the pool too cold for me. They always want it cold
All right.
because they don't like it warm. But still, it's to meet the challenge is what life is all about. I think this is one of the very scary things about people not having children. People don't want children. It's too challenging. It's too hard. How did our mothers in the baby boom do it? They were all 19 years old and they had 5 kids by the time they were 25.
Yeah.
I mean, and they got us dressed and fed and kept us from killing one another or killing ourselves. And
Yeah.
they met the challenge.
A lot of people too just I mean, I digress, but a lot of people too didn't have good examples of, what good parenting is, or they could be scared of like, maybe I don't want to reenact what I grew up in, whatever. But that's a really good point. And the more you talk about movies, man, you really making me want to dive in, because I'm
Oh.
not a big movie watcher, but I'm like, hold on, all these
Well,
movies.
the thing about movies is they express something about us.
Yeah.
You can go into an attic and write a novel in a year by yourself. 10 people can put on a play for literally nothing. They could stand on a street corner and put on a play.
Yeah.
A movie, you've got to get millions of dollars and 300 people working together. So when a movie is produced, it's an amazing achievement of the human race. It's like a symphony. A symphony, you need 80 people to play music together. To make a movie, you need hundreds of people working together and making choices and deciding this rather than that. And some movies really express who we are and who we can be, like my favorite, It's a Wonderful Life, which is coming up now at Christmas time.
Yeah.
But I thought the movie that was a very hard one to watch won the Oscar a couple years ago, Anora.
I never seen it.
It's a very interesting movie about a young girl who tries to meet the challenge. I don't want to give the movie away.
Yeah, don't. I won't
But
watch it.
it's a beautiful movie and a hard one to watch. But it cost $6 million. That's like nothing
Wow.
in
Yeah, to
Hollywood
make.
these days.
Yeah.
So many people are out there figuring out how to tell our stories, and we are the stories we tell. We can tell ourselves the story that I'm useless, I'm not adequate, I'm no good, we're no good, we can't meet the challenge. Or we can tell ourselves the story, yes, we must meet the challenge. We have met the challenge. We as a people, we as the human race have advanced incredibly since the Middle Ages, since the ancient world. And we can continue to get better. We can make the world paradise
Absolutely.
in the next 50 years.
I agree.
Or we can succumb to the really disastrous dynamics of death and destruction.
Wow. Meet the challenge
Meet the challenge.
and be intentional with the story you're telling yourself. That is it for today. We want to give a huge thanks to LCTV for making this podcast possible in the studio space that me and Father Muggs dwell in a lot.
And one last thing, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Before, yeah.
Tomorrow, we have the blessing of the cars.
Yes, we
We're
have
going
the
to bless
blessing.
the cars of the commuters.
I think this
and
this
ask
camera?
that they also, have safe trips, especially as it gets darker and wetter and colder
Yeah.
in the next few months. And Monday night, we're having a Eagles watch party in Drescher. There will be free root beer floats. Free root beer floats, and we're going to have a good time watching the Eagles win again. Go Eagles.
Thank you to the College of Arts and Sciences, to the Carroll College of Arts and Sciences, to the Grace Center for making this possible, to Put God First, whose support also helps to make this podcast possible. And don't forget, especially, to follow and subscribe to the Grace Center and LCTV in the links below. We will catch you next week.
Thanks.